surveillance through the use of drones and other devices will help us monitor our forests and all that. But we have a system that says that even state governments cannot buy drones unless they have clearance from the office of the NSA. What kind of arrangement is that? People should be able to fly their drones, monitor their forests, and keep their people secure. Some of these provisions in our law, they have to be dispensed with because it's not helping anybody. It's not helping anybody.
All right, moving on. Now, the political atmosphere in Rivers State is getting calm, but trouble might be lurking somewhere. As such, Governor Siminalayi Fubara has urged the new Chief of Staff, Edson Eyi, and other appointed officials against using their position to antagonize anyone in their areas. Governor Fubara urged them to set aside partisanship and continue to contribute to the growth of the states. All 6 appointed officials were active supporters of Governor Fubara in the wake of the political crisis that rocked the state. Gentlemen, again, Governor Fubara is becoming his own man and is getting his own guys, you know. So for you to, from the acting speaker, from that speaker, former speaker now, to his chief of staff now, and all the people he appointed now, they are his own men. So be able to fortify his political, watch his back and everything. It's like building his own structure.
Well, becoming his own man is what you said, but it's yet to be seen. Let's wait and see. That is for me. Then secondly, I was telling some people a few weeks back that in as much as Governor Fubara is acting like somebody who is not politically savvy in some of the actions he has taken and some of the things, statements and the rest of them. But it may also be a political strategy on his part. First and foremost, I had the feeling, I have the personal opinion that Governor Fubara was practically playing to see if he can secure his this thing at the Supreme Court. That is very strategic because no matter how he played his politics, if at the end of it all, for whatever reason, he miss out at the Supreme Court, that is the end of his tenure. So he must have been strategic enough to be able to play along. That's my personal opinion. Until secure that, waiting for that. When you've cemented that, then he can start taking this action. Because you can see that there must have been some kind of convergence and some kind of agreement between him and the SY speaker of the 4 legislators that for him to resign. He did not only resign at the so-called speaker, he also resigned his membership of the State House of Assembly. So he was kept in waiting. And it's also known that the former chief of staff to the governor was handpicked by Nyesom Wike. So he is trying to take a bet. There was also a statement he made during the swearing-in of the former commissioners that were now be reappointed and said, "Don't give me trouble in my government." He stated it during their swearing-in. So what he's trying to do now is trying to solidify himself. I've said it time and time again that this is not the end of the matter in Rivers State. What we have seen is you're a student of literature, of which Jide is. This is what we call at 1 scene 2, at 1 scene 3, or at 1 scene 4. That may still be at 2 scene 1 as a bet. For now, everybody seems to be keeping his keg of power dry. Just for now. Yes, and just watching. But he is still sitting on top of a gun power, as powder as it is, because the legislative arm are fully in the hands of his godfather. And with that, whoever is in charge of that legislative arm can pull the string at any given point in time. But I hope this is not just the silence of the graveyard, as it seems. Some people have gone, don't forget that now we have 2 court judgments or pronouncement. There was one that did not recognize the new legislature. Then there was another one that also recognized, the one by the 6 elders. Now the judgment by a high court judge in Abuja, instituted by 6 elders in Rivers State. That court injunction still recognizes those 4 legislators. I think that should be a hand on, should be able to come together and just move Rivers State.
This is 8 months already. Academic exercise. Yes. You recognize 4 people. The arrowhead of that one. Yeah. Resigned and even resigned his membership. For you. That is judiciary for you. I'm telling you that there is 2 pronouncements by 2 different high court judges of the same jurisdiction
And it's very troublesome, and nothing has been done.
And the
agency is also watching.
Yes,
and that is
recognizing
the same
guys.
High Court, Federal High Court, and the agency is watching and not saying anything.
Okay. It's going to be a very long drawn battle, because when you just say it's 2027, if that is the terminal date of this crisis, it's going to be a long time. And I'm afraid for governance in Rivers State, because Nyesom Wike was able to achieve what he achieved because he was able to, execute his project and everything. He didn't have so much of crises and people troubling him. Maybe he had to deal with, some along the line. But this one is as if it will stifle governance.
It all depends on the way the governor plays his game. The way it is now, he does not have control of the House of Assembly. He has to play along until he gets stronger. It will take some time for him to consolidate and take control. It all depends on the way he plays his game. There are some mistakes that he made. When we talk about these things, some people, because of their emotions, they are unable to see beyond,
objectively look at
beyond their nose, because they're already biased. In this matter of Rivers State, the biggest issue is the future of the local government chairman. That is what caused the conflict in the first place. They do not want the governor to handpick local government chairman, because once he handpicks local government chairman, effectively he has supplanted the structures that even put him in office. And that's why Wike kept saying, the ladder that you used to climb up, don't remove it. Those local government chairmen were the campaign coordinators for the governor in their respective local governments. That was the structure. That was the strategy that is used. You have to be more strategic than tactical in handling matters like this. Otherwise, you get your fingers burnt. The truth of the situation is, it is not Wike alone. When you take these kind of steps, like setting the assembly ablaze and doing all those things, it is not Wike alone that you are in battle with. There is the hand of the federal in it. If not, Tinubu will not go to the extent of getting involved and even being involved in drafting a resolution.
Making the governor to sign.
Of course, he was part of the meeting. Why won't he sign? Once you come before a president, you should have ignored, some people, when they don't want to see Obasanjo in those days, they will stay away, some governors, or send their deputies. But you showed up. So whatever decision is reached, you have to abide by it. And one of the resolutions was that he must not touch the local government chairman, because they knew all along that his first goal was to replace those people.
To whittle down.
Once you replace them, you put your own people in charge.
Oh, yes.
But their own argument was, these are the people who work for you. It's too early to send them packing. And if you must replace them, then let an election take place. Not to handpick the way all these governors are doing. Because it's wrong in the first place to even handpick local government. What the law says is that you should conduct elections. Once they come to the end of their term, let an election take place. If you let an election take place, that means you are abiding by the law. No one will say you have contravened the law. So I believe that all of those other conditions, the governor systematically will abide, because at this stage, he has no choice. He has not got the control of the House. And I don't think that, realistically speaking, if the case goes right up to even the Apex Court, I'm not convinced that the Apex Court will rule that 4 or 3 persons, because there are 3 now, they are not even up to 4.
27.
I don't think, we all know the way our courts work. It's not based on the law alone. And some of these decisions can be contradictory. When I saw the Supreme Court abusing literally abusing the appeal court. I said some of those things for which you are accusing them, you've also done that. You've given similar judgments in the past. If you are saying, oh, now if you are not a member of a party, you cannot challenge. What happened with Jegede? Jegede was not a part from APC now, but that matter got out to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled 4-3. You understand? So the point that I'm making is no one is sure that the final court will say, oh, 3 persons go and run the house. Sometimes they will look at, can this thing work, and then decide. You look at the matter of Kano, for example. If you are to go strictly by the law, on-stamp ballots cannot stand in an election. But they must have reasoned that this is the man who won the election.
Yes.
Whatever.
And politically, you want to throw this place.
And you look at even some of the other elections, House of Assembly, House of Rep, Senate, they dominated. So if you have to go, cite the people who are looking in the direction of that man, that is the person who won the election. This is the way our courts reason sometimes, not purely based on what the law says. If it was purely based on what the law says, Amechi would not have been governor. Because he didn't even ask the court to make him governor. He said, declare that I am the candidate of the party.
At that time. All right. We'll take this breather. We'll be right back after this time out. Don't go away.
Every second, every minute, every hour, and every day,